Hey, Bruce, you got me here?
Yeah. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
A little bit more to a little bit more of showing the catcher's mask and chest protection, and then tilt up a touch if you can, just a hair
Up or down?
up, a very little bit. Right, that's it.
A little
A
more.
little bit more. Yep, and then we lost the chest protector.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, I'm cutting a little off the top of your head, just a hair more up. A little too much there.
You're as bad as some of my ex-wives.
I'm sorry.
Always looking for perfection.
All right. What if you slide back a little? Let's see if that helps. All right, and
Still need a
then
little more.
let's see here, and slide to your left a touch too, please. Right there, perfect. All right.
Everybody frozen. I'm also.
Hey Bruce, you got me, Andrew.
I can hear you.
Yeah, they're just frozen because they had a pre-tape interview. So
I'm on
whenever you log
delay.
out, okay, we'll take a look at that. Are you all set for the new A block with uh, commissioner for a year? We get to decide what the regular season and postseason format would be for
Mm-hmm.
this season, and then the Memorial Day topic: who's the best American player
Again?
not named Mike Trout? Great.
I thought
Kevin, work on the
I didn't
delay.
see that one. I didn't see that one. What's that one again?
That topic is for our Memorial Day show, which will run on Monday. And in
Mm-hmm.
today's block we're taping is who is the best American player not named Mike Trout. And we'll do that at the end of the show there.
American player right now?
Yep, right now.
Okay.
All right, Dan, you ready for a 10 count, Bruce? Yep.
10,
Just a
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slight delay.
Yeah, that'll go away once everyone's muted, and it's just the town talking. Yep, that looks good, Kevin. And then just you tuck your microphone, Bruce. It's on your right hand side, just into your shirt more, just so it doesn't hit your buttons. Yep, perfect. Thank you. All good.
Bruce, you think the players and owners are going to take their time here? Do you think all these governors opening back up will kind of push them along a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's always about the money, right?
Yeah.
So the safety issues are essential, but the money issues are usually the last thing that gets done.
What's up,
We
Taylor?
haven't even discussed it.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Are you talking about the dispute between the owners and the players? Is that what you were just talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello.
What's up, Ryan?
All right.
Ryan, I'm Taylor. I haven't met you
Hi.
yet.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I've seen you on the
Nice to
show,
meet you.
but I haven't. Yeah. So Cole, are we doing the commissioner thing for the A block now instead of the other one?
Yeah, the new A block is going to be if you were commissioner for this year. I've heard a lot of out of the box ideas.
Okay.
What would you say they should do for the regular season and postseason plan?
Gotcha.
Hey, Ryan, this is Kevin. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
Can I just get a slow 10 count from you real quick? Just want to check your audio.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Perfect.
Bruce, is it a little better with the delay now that everyone else is in? Besides Cole, that is.
Looks all right. I can still see a delay. You guys see the delay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dan and Kevin, what do you think now?
Give it to you again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, Bruce. Taylor and Ryan, you're not hearing any delay, are you?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Perfect.
Cole, you got the
Just,
Travis Matthews golf shirt on too?
Cole's frozen from the earlier interview.
Oh god! Oh god!
He-
I was wondering why I wasn't moving very much.
Yeah, normally you get a freeze frame of someone mid sentence, but Cole looks like he's just absolutely dialed in.
Yeah.
Just testing the messages, making sure you guys can see them. I just posted one.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I don't see it, but hold on. Whoops.
That
What
button
the-
all the way to the right.
I know. I don't.
It looks
Now
like a
I'm
little
off the
soft.
screen. I don't know what the heck just happened.
You look good. Can you see
Oh,
the
there
4
we go.
box?
Why is it not coming up?
The middle of your screen. Another frozen guy.
Did you click the video and not the chat? The chat window, Ryan?
Hey Ryan, it's Dan in engineering.
I don't know what the heck just happened. Okay, there we go. It's on the bottom of mine.
Are you on an iPad or a computer
No, I'm on a computer.
or phone? Hey Ryan, it's Dan.
You got it now, though? You're all set?
Are you on an iPad or a computer?
I'm on a computer.
You're all set, though?
Are
Can
you
see
seeing the chat now?
window?
I got the thing up. I haven't seen you type in anything though. There we go. I got it.
Sweet.
Is Cole still frozen? I feel like he's just staring at us.
I know.
No one's ever been more prepped than Cole right now.
Yeah. He's locked in.
Yeah, let me see what's going on.
So Ryan, where are you located?
I'm actually out in Naperville.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Go, dude.
You know how to get there, Taylor?
Isn't it pretty much just directly west of the city?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very excellent.
Yes.
Wow, glad I
Way to
didn't get
go.
asked that question.
Yeah.
That's good for someone who has not lived here. That's excellent.
Random Chicago things I know.
No ketchup on that hot dog, okay?
That is so unfortunate to me because I'm basically like, give me a hot dog with my ketchup. I mean, I load it on there.
No,
Oh.
do
Even though I
not
don't really
go
eat
there.
hot dogs a lot, I'm not
Don't-
really a hot dog person.
Hey,
Are we rolling on
Don't
this?
go there.
We might be using this. Rolling on that?
don't go there. Don't go there.
I know.
You will have trouble in Chicago with that.
And another
That in
thing
you.
that I hate to admit, but I think deep dish pizza is terrible.
Well, that's
I'm
because
not a
you've
fan
only
of
had
Chicago pizza.
Have you ever had Chicago deep dish?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to
Pequod's is
Illuminati's.
good. Pequod's is
Yeah.
good.
I've been to
Sorry
Pequod.
about that.
I like
guess
thin
you have to be
crust.
raised on it.
Yeah.
We're big on thin too, but you might want
I
to keep
didn't
that to
like
yourself.
I didn't like how the sauce it's like there's no cheese really over it. It was just sauce on top. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Oof.
Taylor, you're getting some support for your ketchup take from our media manager, Suzanne. She's all on board.
Yes. Thank you, Suzanne.
Yeah, Suzanne from Chicago.
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm from Denver. We put green chili on everything. Green chili on our hot dogs, breakfast burritos.
Yeah.
Suzanne's from Detroit originally.
Okay, that tells you everything you need to know.
Bruce, you better be
what's
careful. She's a person
what's
that
the
can make all of
conversation
us
here?
look pretty bad.
Cole, you're live now.
You can't make me
What's
look
going on,
any
guys?
worse. I have no fear. No fear.
We got in a ketchup on a hot dog take from Taylor.
I'm
Oh,
born out of
what?
focus.
What?
I don't
What about
understand
it?
why people don't like that. It
Because
makes
it's
it.
terrible.
No.
Like
I
mustard
mean,
on
hot
French
dogs
fries.
in general are just not the best, but
Oh God.
to make it
So
better.
un-American.
I mean, what are you, like the world's biggest shovel digging that grave over there?
But I'll
Cole,
tell
you
you
got the
what's
memo?
dang good is Chicago Cut. That place was excellent.
It's good.
Yeah,
good.
there's meat everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That filet mignon was delicious.
Ryan, what were you about to say, bud?
I said you got the memo on the Travis Matthews golf shirt today.
Oh yeah, right. I tell you,
Yeah.
it's crazy because they used to send me like care packages, and like
Really?
I'd come home and there'd be like a box, and there'd be like 8 shirts, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like, you know, and shorts and hats and stuff, and I'd be like, oh my god, this is unbelievable. And at one point, I think they might have realized, like, I don't think sending him free stuff is going to increase our sales. So those care packages kind of stopped.
Because that's a Southern California thing. So my wife's, one of her best friends in Southern California was like the second or third like employee of theirs, and she used to get me stuff for like, you know, if their shirt was $100, I would get it for like $20 or something like that. But
Nice.
she doesn't work
Yeah,
for
there's
them anymore now because she has kids. So, but
yeah, there's no way I would ever spend their prices on like a regular shirt, like,
yeah,
because they have a store at the mall right by my house. It's
Yeah.
pretty brand new, and it's like everything that they would send me. Like, I'd go to the mall and I'd see all of it would be on the mat. I'd be like, golly, they're sending me all the brand new stuff, man.
no. You guys are probably able to play golf more than we are here. This weather sucks.
Yeah.
All right, so Cole, one of the things we're doing now,
Yep.
because of we're not leading into stadium, they're leading into us now.
Okay.
So I just emailed you a quick read that we're going to give to them, and they'll put in their show. So like they'll probably use it in, I'm assuming, the D block of their show. So we're just having you knock that out about 15 seconds or so.
Is it on cam or no?
It is on cam. Yep.
Okay.
So you can take a second. We just got the copy.
Okay. You ready?
Yep. Doesn't need to be verbatim either.
Yep. All good.
Dusold, you rolling here?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Go ahead, Cole.
In 3, 2, 1. Hey, coming up next right here on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite, Jeremy Jeffress. He joins the show and lets us know how he's going to bounce back to his 2018 form and what he's looking for in 2020. Plus, when it comes to 2020, what will be the best format when it comes to actually playing? We'll give our takes. Plus, what's the weirdest way to end a baseball game? Is it a walk-off home run? No. Maybe a walk-off bunt. We'll discuss next right here. You're watching Cubs 360 in just a second.
I'll tell you what. Let's just knock that down from time a little bit, and let's just tease Jeffress and the postseason format.
Cool.
And we'll try to keep it closer to 15 there.
You got it. 3, 2, 1. Hey, coming up next right here on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite, Jeremy Jeffress. He joins the show. He's going to give us his outlook for 2020. And when it comes to 2020, what is the best format for play? We'll give you ours. That's next right here on Cubs 360.
Nice. That's great.
How was the time?
Time was just over 15, but that's totally fine. It's not like it's running in a promo slot. They're going to slide it into their show editing. So
Cool.
all right. So A block here. Come on,
Starting off with commissioner for the year.
Yep.
Who is it? Who we start with? Taylor.
We're going to start with Ryan's got some takes. He's going to get off his chest.
Okay. I'm going way out of the box on this one.
Yes.
And we'll work back to Bruce. So we'll go Ryan, Taylor, then Bruce.
Okay.
And then at the end, we're teasing Jeremy Jeffress joining us.
You got it, dude. You put something in the chat just so we make sure it's popping.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You got it. You all right there, Bruce?
Yeah. A little throaty. The weather, the rain, the monsoon season in Chicago.
Right.
It's a joke.
All good. So we're going to start with Ryan and work our way back to Bruce. So we'll go Ryan, Taylor, Bruce. We all set on the records? All right, great. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
And it wouldn't be Tuesday without another edition of Cubs 360 presented by Miller Lite. And once again, I'm Cole Wright at your service. And on today's show, Jeremy Jeffress, he's going to join us to let us know how he's going to bounce back to his 2018 form and what can be done in 2020. Plus, he's going to tell us what he's got going down with his food truck as he looks to help everyone in this COVID-19 time of need. Now, time to meet all the day's players because they are as follows, and they're all ready to roll, locked and loaded. It's Bruce Levine, Taylor McGregor, and Ryan Sweeney. And guys, we're getting closer by the day. And Major League Baseball, as we know, they could release those official comeback plans sooner rather than later. And there's so many different approaches when it comes to the regular season as well as the postseason. So here's what we're going to do right off the top of the show. I'm going to wave this pen, make it my magic wand, and I'm going to bestow commissioner duties upon all three of you for the next 365 days. And when it comes to baseball getting back, Ryan, you're commissioner. So what's your plan? What's the best plan?
So I'm going to go way out of the box on this one. So it sounds like if we start the season, they want to start it July 4th. They say that there's going to be about 82 games in the regular season. I'm going to go back old school. I shouldn't say old school. I should say minor league. Since there's going to be no fans in the stands and it's going to somewhat feel like a minor league game at the ballpark, I'm going to go first half and second half division winners. So I'm going to split it up into 41 games and 41 games. The first half, we see who wins the first half. Second half, we see who wins that. It sounds like we were on a call the other day. It sounds like they're kind of going to keep it where they don't have to travel as much, and they're going to keep it centrally located. So if they play 13 games against each team in the division, that would mean that they would play 52 games, leaving 30 other games against other teams. So then basically you have those two I'm getting all over the place here, but you take those two teams and you do that throughout the whole league, and then you have 12 teams that you choose at the end that go into a playoff round.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. I like it. So I kind of went with the July 1st start date, and I came up with 92 games, 31 in July, 31 in August, 30 in September. You have an off day every Monday with a doubleheader on Sunday. That gets you to 92 games. Now, I split it up into 3 divisions, eliminating the leagues. So you would have what would have been the American and the National League West. They combined to make one, Central and East. And you play within that division all year long, all 92 games. And at the end of the season, there's 4 from each division, 12 total, and then the postseason is like a round robin tournament. It's very similar to what we see the College World Series. I'm a huge baseball fan, or college baseball fan over here, so something similar to that. And then if you saw what Bryce Harper posted on Instagram, I loved what he said about the World Series being in a central location and having it almost be like Super Bowl week, except over 2 weeks. So I love that idea. So at the end of the round robin, the two winners move on to a 2-week World Series. It's in a location that probably won't be the home ballpark of whoever is in it, but the Major League Baseball would decide that location ahead of time. Since I'm the commissioner, I guess I'll decide it maybe somewhere. LA sounds good since they would have had the All-Star game this year, so you have it there. And then you make it really fun those 2 weeks, kind of like Super Bowl week. So that's all I have. Another thing, though, I did want to add, during the regular season, in extra innings, you add a runner on second base. There you go, in extra innings.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a prisoner in Taylor's world of commissionership where there's no days off. She's got 30, 31, 31. You're going to need a 55, 60-man roster.
No, I said you get an off day every Monday, but then you play a doubleheader on Sunday.
How do you get an off day when you got 31 days in each month being played? There's no off days there.
Because you have a doubleheader on Sunday.
Oh wow! You'll be a tyrant as a commissioner, but it would be fun. My world would be more technical. I'm going to go with the standard way that we're going to do the games, but I'm going to make sure that every player is mic'd and every manager and coach is mic'd, and that we keep our attention focused, because the announcers will be able, including Taylor on the sidelines, be able to talk to the players and the coaches and the manager during these games to give us a different focus on what baseball's like, and to be able to sell the personalities of baseball players, something that hasn't been done for 145 years. So I'm going that direction. I'm also going to have an all-star game and a home run derby right after the regular season, preceding the World Series, in order to give everybody some fun and some lightheartedness before we go into the most important games of the year. So that's how my commissionership would go.
Okay, and I like how Bryce Harper proposed that neutral site being Las Vegas, which, oh, by the way, is his hometown. Now, Ryan, as we bounce back down to you, you said you had a first half champ, a second half champ, but how do you find out who the eventual champion is? And do we even call it a World Series championship in 2020, or are we calling it something else?
Well, I just feel like you have to have a first half and second half, just because you're going to be playing the same teams in the same division so many times. So I feel like that's the way it should go. As far as teams wise, I think obviously there'll be 12 total teams, six in one division and 6 in the other, and then you kind of just play that round robin. You got 3 teams come out of that, then you play the teams out of the division, play in interleague, and then obviously, I think you do still call it a World Series. Obviously, what do you have, an asterisk by it? I don't know. You only playing 82 games, but I think it's tough. I think you still gotta keep that that big momentum in there for the fans and keep it what it is to keep this season going.
Maybe we'll just call it the 2020 World Championship instead of the World Series, because the series this year will certainly be augmented like we've never seen before. Now, one thing is for sure, the Cubs on their way to the 2020 World Series, they'll be bouncing up against the Milwaukee Brewers. And coming up next right here on Cubs 360, we have a former Brewer and current Cub, Jeremy Jeffress, an all-star 2 seasons ago with the Beer Makers. So how does he plan on rekindling that flame? He's going to tell us next right here. You're watching Cubs 360 presented by Miller Lite.
Sorry, at the
nice, great segment.
My kids came in here and they're freaking staring at me.
No,
one of them's just standing here, right here, just like looking at me in the face. I'm like,
I have to have the conversations. I'm like, okay, I'm like, pick a room. Like, don't go walking back and forth, because
well, they were supposed to go outside, but obviously that didn't happen.
You can do stuff in jam-packed, crowded stadiums and arenas, but you're in your house and your child's walking by. What are you doing? What's going on over there?
Yeah,
that's real.
Oh, good, Cole. Nice job setting that up. Way to spin that segment off the top there. Bruce,
thanks,
I'm
man.
all in on the home run derby before the playoffs. I love that idea.
Yep.
Yeah, I do love that idea too.
And I've even
So
said,
all
I
the
mean, I
B
don't even.
block teams on. Go ahead.
No, it's not. That's nothing. Go ahead. You're getting traffic out of the way.
All the B blocks on tape here. C block is the Miller Lite Refreshing Take. So we're coming in off the balk off in the Korean League. Cole, you should have some copy there, right?
Yeah.
PTSD.
Dude. So bad. Like I remember it. Like I remember the field. I remember exactly what happened. Exactly what happened.
Yeah, no. So we'll come in off that, and then our Miller Lite Refreshing Take is a balk off is the weirdest way to end a game. Obviously, baseball is weird in general, so there's tons of options you guys can go with here if you disagree with that take. Stand by here a second.
Yep.
Sorry, we're just checking something on the stream there, but we're all good. And then we're teasing the most unique ballpark giveaway at the end of this segment here, Cole. And if you want, you can split up. You can split up the VO read, stop down, and then count yourself into the block if you want to do that too.
I'm sorry. I don't know. What are you saying now?
So you have that read for the walk off balk
Coming
off
back.
the top of the block.
Yeah, KBO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want, you can. We can treat that, and then you can recount yourself into the block. We can split them up if you're more comfortable with that, or you can just rip through.
No,
the
it doesn't
thing.
matter. Yeah, we just always
Okay.
through. Yeah.
All right.
You go just VO right into the just like you're on there. Back here with the
Sweet.
crew.
All right, and about 45 seconds each here once we get to the refreshing take. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Sticking and moving here on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite, and there was an unusual ending to a KBO game just the other day, and this week in South Korea. Well, things got a little wacky. The Eagles, they trumped the Giants 5-4 in the 11th inning, and how'd they do it? Well, they did it on a walk-off balk. We don't see that very often. And back here, like we said, on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite, the whole crew still hanging around. It's Bruce, it's Taylor, it's Ryan, and guys, that KBO balk off. Well, that's going to get me right to our Miller Lite refreshing take of the day, where I ask you guys, a walk-off balk is the wackiest way to end a baseball game. What are we going here? I'm sorry, guys. I forgot who we're starting with. My bad.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
No, that's my fault. I didn't
I'm
specify.
sure. Did you tell me? I should have. That's
No.
sloppy.
That's on me. Let's start with Bruce, and we'll go the reverse order. So we'll go Bruce,
Okay.
Taylor, then Ryan.
All good.
Yeah, let's start from the top there. We're only 45 seconds.
All
in,
good.
So, all right, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Back here on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite, and there was an unusual ending in a KBO game this week in South Korea. The Eagles, they knocked off the Giants 5-4 in the 11th frame, and they did it on a walk-off balk. So back here on the show, Cubs 360, it's Bruce, Taylor, and Ryan still ripping and rolling. And guys, that KBO balk-off, well, it gets me to our Miller Lite refreshing take of the day, which is the walk-off balk, Bruce, is the weirdest way to end a game in all of baseball. What say you? You've seen plenty of games.
Yeah, not me. I'm going to take you back to September 11th, 1989. Mitch Williams of the Cubs comes in 4-3 game against Montreal. The tying run at second base. A guy who Taylor worked with, Jeff Houston, comes in to pinch run. He's a rookie. He takes his lead. Williams, after throwing ball one, turns around and picks Houston off to end the game. So a pickoff at second base to end a baseball game for the Chicago Cubs on their way to winning a division in 1989. Jeff Houston embarrassed, kicked off, and the rookie has to go back and talk to people like me in the clubhouse because that's how the game ended.
I'm texting Huey right now because I want to hear his reaction to that. He's probably still not over it all these years later. I think about the 2013 Game 3 of the World Series, Red Sox at St. Louis, bottom of the ninth, runners on second and third, 1 out. Ball is driven into right field. Right fielder collects it, sends it home, gets the runner out at home, and then the other runner tries to go to third. Jared Saltalamacchia, I believe, was the catcher, throws it to Will Middlebrooks, trying to get him out at third, goes past Middlebrooks into left field, and then the left fielder collects it, throws it home. They tag the runner out at home. However, it was called obstruction on Will Middlebrooks, so the Red Sox think they're going to win the game because of the ball that they just got, or the runner that they just got out at home, but obstruction is called on Will Middlebrooks. They end up losing that game in the World Series. I just remember watching that thinking, there is no way they just called that. But they did, and St. Louis ended up winning that game.
Wow, that does seem like a crazy ending. The one that I had was I think you don't see this too often, but it did happen once. I think Rajay Davis was at first when I was with Oakland. So usually at the end of a game, the guy on first base, if it's a speedy runner, the guy wants to pick him off at first. He picks it off. He overthrows the guy at first base. Rajay Davis scored all the way from first base to home to end the game on a walk-off, scored on a pickoff play. So I just think that's never does that ever happen, but only a fast runner being able, and being in Oakland, the down the right field line is so wide, it can't really happen at any other stadium either. So it was pretty crazy.
Taylor, the craziest part, I remember watching that Boston and St. Louis games, I was thinking how many letters were in the last names of Middlebrooks and Saltalamacchia. I think that probably the most in the history of baseball. Now, still more to come right here on Cubs 360, guys. And there's plenty of unique giveaways in baseball over the test of time. So what baseball freebie tops the list? We're going to give you our picks right here when Cubs 360 presented by Miller Lite rolls on.
Nice, great segment. That video, showing that video is gonna be add to it a lot more when you can see all that craziness going on in
nice
that Cardinals Sox game.
Yeah, do you remember that?
He has the longest last name ever, didn't he?
It was him.
He's like shoulder blade to shoulder blade.
Yeah,
Saltalamacchia?
Yeah, I think that's the longest last name in baseball.
Yeah.
But not the longest name
sure
in baseball.
That's not the longest name? What's the longest name?
Not the full name? Yeah.
Full names. Okay. This is like Myron Rivera has one of the longest names, doesn't he?
Calvin Coolidge, Julius Caesar, Tuskahoma, McClish.
Jesus.
Wow.
Try writing that one out.
I just remember doing college football this year and having to pronounce Albert Okwuegbunam from Mizzou, the tight end. And I was like so scared all day. I kept practicing. I'm like, I'm for sure going to mess this up. I can't imagine. I guess when you're baseball, at least your announcers, it's the same every game, because it's like trying to learn some of those names when you only see those teams once. It's tough.
The one thing, Taylor, though, at least from football, from football to back to baseball, it's like, I mean, every once in a while you get a name like that in football, but for the most part, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you got Smiths and Jenkins and Clarks.
Except for when you do BYU games and you got all the Polynesian guys. That's a nightmare.
That's true. No, college is college, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess the NFL. But I had a BYU game this year, and we were talking about like injuries on the O-line in the open. And I finally said to my producer, I'm like, I can't say all these names. I'm for sure going to mess them up. So I'm just going to say 3 offensive linemen, because if I try to get out all of these Polynesian names, yeah.
Absolutely.
Keeping it simple.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Hey, you know what's crazy is that before I got my first job, Taylor, there's a guy in Chicago his name is Art Norman. He's a news anchor. Yeah. Bruce knows Art I'm sure, and Ryan's seen art. But he told me when I went in his office and sat down with him, and he said he was reading copy, and he was like, if I have to do this today, and it's talking about the president of Poland, and he tried to pronounce the name, he's like, if I can't, I'm just going to say the president of Poland. And I was like, it's perfect timing. Makes so much sense.
Yeah, you don't want to mess up the names.
Especially if you can convey the same message. Like if everyone knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got one more.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like I don't need. I could say the president of Chicago, or I could just say Bruce Levine.
That'll be how we introduce him tomorrow.
He runs those streets with an iron fist.
For the D block, we have what is the weirdest baseball park giveaway you've seen. We're coming off a promo for Play at Home, Cole, and about 30 seconds each. So we got a little bit.
Is that on camera?
Rush
The Play at Home. That's right.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to start in a one shot there, Dusold of Cole.
Yep.
So that way we can throw a font up, and then we'll open it up to the 4-shot, and we'll be on our way. You all good on the record?
First Beanie Baby. I wonder what that's worth.
I'm all set.
Who we starting with?
Let's go Taylor first.
Taylor.
Then Ryan, then Bruce.
Would they give out 6 packs of Coors in Colorado, Taylor?
They gave out Charlie Blackman beer.
Nice. They didn't give out the Silver Bullet. They gave out banquet beer.
The banquet beer.
All right, here we go. Sweet. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, can't wait for that one. Play at Home trivia. Jason Hamill versus Sean Marshall. You can catch that one as those guys go head-to-head, mano-a-mano, Wednesday, 8 o'clock sharp, right here on Marquee Sports Network. Now, until then, back here with the crew. It's Bruce, it's Taylor, it's Ryan, and guys, MLB.com, they wrote an article talking about some of the most unique ballpark giveaways in the history of the game. And oh, by the way, the Cubs, they were credited for being the first team to ever hand out a Beanie Baby. So, Bruce, I'm sure you've seen a few giveaways in your day. Anyone that really stands out when it comes to uniqueness?
Well, of course, the Bruce Levine bobblehead stands out to me as the greatest of all time. John McDonough and Jay Blount gave this to me. It was unique because it's only just one Bruce Levine bobblehead.
Okay.
So the last 2 years in Colorado, there were some pretty good ones, but the Charlie Blackman beard giveaway was by far the best. And I remember I've always wanted to know what it was like to eat with a beard. So I put the beard on and tried to eat my dinner. It did not go well. And all night fans were doing it. So it was sort of a disaster seeing that amongst fans, but it was also a huge hit and absolutely hilarious.
Well, Bruce, I didn't have a bobblehead, but I did have a T-shirt, so that's my claim to fame, I guess. But no, so the coolest one that I thought, I was lucky enough to play for the 100-year anniversary for the Cubs and the 100-year anniversary for the Red Sox. They had Pedro Martinez and Kevin Millar do a shout out, a champagne toast, and they put a bottle of apple cider under every person's chair for the 100-year celebration. So I actually have one of those bottles. But I just thought that was kind of cool that each fan got to take away that for that 100-year anniversary.
Nice. You know, I was once given a bobblehead, but it was me as a lefty, which I'm right-handed, and I think since it's been floating around my house, the body has been broken and the head is just somewhere kicked around here. I think it's used as like a stopper in a drain or something like that. But either way, I digress. It's not anywhere near as cool as Bruce Levine's bobblehead. I'll have to get maybe a second one commissioned there, Bruce, sooner rather than later, hopefully. Now, our time here, guys, on Cubs 360, it's run its course. So for everyone at Marquee Sports Network, including Bruce, Taylor, and Ryan, I'm Cole Wright. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
Bruce, that bobblehead's unbelievable. Why am I not surprised you have your own?
Right?
Can't beat that.
So I texted Huey. I go, Huey, you were picked off second to end a game. Way to go.
He knew who said it. He knew who said it right away, right?
He goes, Yeah, not good. He goes, it was also a balk that wasn't called.
Yeah, that's what they
pick move.
claim.
That's
claim
what
that
they
it-
claim.
Yeah, that's what they claim.
Someone
but
hit him with that
he was
Andy Pettit move.
he was a rookie, and he should know because I've only brought it up to him like 800 times since his rookie year.
I'm gonna say,
You know.
guess who?
Yeah, he'll know. He'll know. What Chicagoan? Tell him what Chicagoan came up with that. He'll know. Are we all good? Oh, we got
got
another
one more
segment.
segment here.
One more segment.
Yeah, just one more Memorial Day segment. Yep. Quick
I gotta
little 5
change
The
minutes.
Rockies. The Rockies
No,
also
don't
gave out
worry
a.
about it because we're gonna have a new
You sure?
new panel every day. Yeah. So you just come back saying, "All right, we're on the Memorial Day show
Okay,
special."
because Bruce is on the
This
first of the
segment,
A
we
block,
have
and he has a
Taylor.
different shirt on.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna have different panelists every day. So we're not gonna make you guys
Except
wear the
for
same
Bruce
shirt for
and I.
4 days. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I get to wear a different shirt for every segment in that one.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. So this segment is the best American player not named Mike Trout.
Is this a Miller Lite refreshing take or no? We didn't have it in
Nope.
there.
This
as
is just
that.
just a normal
But then
segment.
I also remember notching. I think Malik saying that every segment in this show could be a Miller Lite refreshing take.
We were thinking about it, but we're not.
Okay,
we're not
cool.
branding the whole show like a Miller Lite show. But
You got it.
Are
it's
you
good to
saying
go.
American player or American League player?
American player.
born
So best,
major league player.
yeah, the best American born player.
Because I have.
Oh, they have to be American born?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Not
best.
that mine is.
Is Francisco
Who you got?
Lindor
Who'd you
born
got?
in America? Born in the United
I think he was
States?
born in Miami, wasn't he?
Arenado
Was
wasn't
he?
born in the United States.
Who was?
Taylor,
Was Lindor
Arenado
born
wasn't
here?
born in the U.S.
No, Arenado was born in the U.S. His parents are
wasn't your
Cuban,
pick.
though.
California.
Yeah.
He's from California. Hey, Huey says, Bruce,
Born in
and
Puerto
tell him
Rico.
that I still say it's a balk.
Ah, shoot. I need someone
I
else
knew it.
then. Who are you guys going with? You're going with Arenado?
I'm going with Arenado.
Okay,
yeah.
Bruce, who are you going with then?
I'm going Mookie Betts.
Okay.
You could go pitching. You could go Scherzer.
I'll just go with Kershaw.
Yep,
All right, cool.
another dominant guy.
All right.
Where's he born? What state?
I
Texas?
don't know.
Texas. He
That's
went
what
to
I was.
Highland Park
That's
High
what I was
School.
thinking.
That's not really in the United States.
It's a little thing of its own.
It's its own, yeah. Just ask anyone from Texas.
They do love Texas. Texans love Texas.
Oh, yeah. Someone has to.
So when I was at
Cole,
school, I'm sorry.
Cole, at the end of this, we're teasing who is America's team as our bump.
Yep.
I was saying though, when I was at Arkansas, it's a lot of Texas kids. It's like 50% Texas kids. And they would always I called Texas the South too, but they're like, no, it's not the South. Texas is its own thing. I'm like, oh my God,
It
you
kinda
guys
is,
love that
though.
place.
You don't-
No,
you don't-
I
you
do
don't
kind of
think it
agree,
is?
but no, I do. Because it's not, I would say Texas and Oklahoma are kind of the same.
Yeah.
They're like their own little version of the South.
Yeah, they're definitely like Midwest South,
Yeah.
like their own little area.
I'll go with Cody Bellinger. I'll change it up. Do a hitter instead of a pitcher.
Belly.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick, man.
That is a good.
That would be my pick.
Guy can rake.
I mean, he's got the second most home runs for a player in their first 3 seasons.
I don't know that one.
But I think it's
Not you hear
interesting
me?
with him what it's going to be like as far as his consistency, because he was Rookie of the Year. In 2018, he was average, above average. And then obviously the beginning of last season, he was dominant, and that's why his numbers carried him. But if you look at his numbers in the second half of the season, he was more the player that he was in 18, like a 280 average, 350 on base. He has power, but I thought like when you break down his numbers,
Well,
it's
hold
kind of
on.
interesting.
Feel free to. You can chime in. Where you go after Ryan?
Yeah, say all those
Ryan
stats, please.
And you can tell him how wrong
Although
he is.
I don't really know those like straight off the top of my head, but I just think I know we did a segment on that last year, like truly breaking down his numbers.
All right, let's go.
If you look at his 2018 numbers, though, it's because they had so many different pieces. And Matt Kemp, I mean, he was the leading hitter in the National League the first half.
Yeah, but exactly. But he took himself out of the lineup because of the way that he played. I mean, they still had the same pieces in 2019. They were overloaded with talent, and guys who would have been everyday players on any other club weren't everyday players on the Dodgers, except for Bellinger because of the season he had.
But Farhan was gone, and I think a lot of that, like those chest moving pieces, I think that changed a little bit of that.
Bellinger has the fourth most home runs behind Pujols, Kiner, and Eddie Matthews. Fourth most. He has 111 in his first 3 years.
Also, I mean, he can play first base and outfield, which kind of makes him a little bit more unique in the fact that he can play multiple positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some time to dive in here. 111.
How many does he have?
111.
111?
Yeah.
I still think Bellinger is a really, really good player. I'm not saying I don't think he's a good player. I just am saying it's going to be interesting what happens.
The dude only had one home run his senior year of high school.
Hey,
that's
Bellinger's second half last year, 263 batting average, 17 home runs, 371 on base. There you go.
I'd take it.
A lot of cats take that.
Well, no, I know. And I'm not saying that that's not good, but I'm saying
save it for the show. Save it for when we're
taping.
Save it for when we're taping. This is good. So Cole, when we come back, just reintroduce everyone because this will be the first time they're seeing Taylor and Ryan in this version of the show. And then we'll go Ryan, Taylor, then Bruce.
Ryan, Taylor, Bruce?
Yep. Dusold, you good to go?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Awesome. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, gang, back here on this Memorial Day edition of Cubs 360 presented by Miller Lite, and joining Bruce Levine and I, look who it is. It's Taylor McGregor and it's Ryan Sweeney. And guys, let's get patriotic here since it is Memorial Day after all. And I want to ask you, when it comes to the best American-born player, not named Mike Trout, who are we going with, Ryan?
So not only is he left-handed and I'm left-handed, I chose Cody Bellinger. I mean, this guy, the first 4 years that he's put up in the big leagues have just been nothing less than spectacular, I think. He has power, can play defense. Not only can he play first base, he can play all outfield positions. So that gives him, multiple places that he can play on the diamond. Not everyone can do that. I just think that him, as far as a left-handed hitter and how young he is and the way that he's going to progress, the sky's the limit for this guy.
Okay, with Bellinger, he's a very, very good player. I'm not taking that away from him, but I do think it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like as far as consistency in his career, because when you look at the second half of his season this year, 263 batting average, 17 homers, and 371 on base. The reason he won MVP is because of his first half, 336, 30 homers, 432 on base. And I say those second half numbers because that was his season as a whole in 2018. So you've kind of seen this story of two different Cody Bellingers, which is why I make that point that I think he's a really good player, but great players are consistent. And that's why I'm going with Nolan Arenado, because since he has gotten pulled up to the big leagues, he is leading all of baseball slugging with runners in scoring position. The guy is so consistent at the plate. When you look at his numbers, they're very consistent offensively every single year. And then in my opinion, he is the best third baseman defensively in the game and really one of the best third basemen of all time. So I hate to just nail that on you. I think Bellinger is a really great player, but I'm going with consistency, and that's why I'm going with Arenado.
I mean, I'm taking that second half Bellinger has all day, every day. I definitely wasn't a huge home run hitter, but those would have put me in the next category. So I'm definitely taking those numbers and his first half numbers. I mean, those are just MVP type numbers.
And I completely agree with you that that's really a good. He is a good player, but what my argument is there's kind of two different Cody Bellingers. There's the one that's absolutely ridiculous that nobody's ever matched, and then there's one that his numbers are a little bit more normal, and I'm just interested to see over the course of his career which one it plays out to be.
Well, I'm not a Bellinger hater like Taylor is, but I'm going to have to go with Christian Yelich. Here's a guy that put up monster numbers 2 years in a row. He missed the entire month of September after getting hit on his knee, and he still won the batting title. His numbers were equal to Bellinger all the way through. He should have been probably MVP 2 years in a row. So he is by far I'm waving the flag for Yelich for American player right now on Memorial Day. But, I think eventually Taylor will get over her disdain for Bellinger. I'm sure she will.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger has the fourth most home runs through 3 seasons of Major League play. So we'll see if he continues to bloom. Ryan, what do you think when it comes to American-born pitcher? Who are you going with here?
I'm sticking with the lefties. I'm going with Clayton Kershaw, obviously on the same team as well. This guy, just the numbers that he's put up and his longevity. I know he's had a few back injuries, but to be able to do what he's done and have that type of ERA for 10, 15 plus years, I mean, it's just amazing. And, nothing but big things to come, I think, still from him. I think he's still got a few more good years in him.
Yeah. I guess we can agree on this one because I am with you, Clayton Kershaw. Maybe it's a little bit of me having been in the National League West. The Rockies and the Dodgers have some sort of a rivalry. They don't usually like each other. So maybe that's why I kind of, took some points away from Cody Bellinger. But I'll give him back to Clayton Kershaw because the guy has been so consistent. I mean, he is nasty when he is on. And I think one of the best pitchers of our generation.
I'm going with Verlander. He's been a monster, and he recreated himself when he went back into Houston. Went there. He was kind of waning in his career, and then all of a sudden, the metrics work for Verlander, and he becomes a monster again. Never saw a guy outside of Chris Sale that could throw 93, 94, and then in the 8th and 9th inning, ramp it up to 97, 98 to blow people away. So Verlander is my pick for the pitcher.
Okay, I'm going to go Max Scherzer because not only does he blow doors, he also has 2 different color eyes, if that amounts to anything. Still to come right here on this Memorial Day edition of Cubs 360 presented by Miller Lite. We all know the Cowboys lay claim to the title of America's team over in the NFL, but can any major league team say the same for themselves? We're going to discuss that right here. You're watching Cubs 360.
Nice, great banter there. Way to get in the pitchers too.
I don't hate Cody Bellinger, but I'm just saying, I think his career is going to be interesting the way that it plays out.
Cody Bellinger.
There were so many pieces they
Colorado.
What'd you say?
He doesn't get those cheapies like in Colorado.
Whatever. No. Whatever. It's not the home runs in Colorado. It's the base hits.
The base hits. Yeah.
It's not the homers. I think there's way more homer-friendly stadiums than Colorado.
Taylor, when in 2018, as I sat there and would watch that team, there were so many pieces of the puzzle. Like so many different guys would come to the park every day, and like they didn't know if they were starting, if they were coming off the bench, and it's like you have like Cody would have like 3 super dope games, and then he'd sit for like 3 more games, and it'd be like, huh? And like it all came like there was a lot of moving around that wasn't really always necessarily Dave or whatever. But I mean, I think he could have done all the same stuff if he would have played consistently, every single day. Like, I mean, Ryan, there's something to be said when you're driving to the ballpark and okay, what's happening today? I'm starting.
Play.
Okay, let you get that mindset.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And you get ready to go.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was even true in the World Series.
Taylor,
I brought it because I was ripping on Cody Bellinger.
Brought it. You just brought it all day. Me and Ryan just had to watch you. We're a poor second and third too. Your energy off the chart.
Because it
was a good show.
Yeah, you kicked ass.
Ryan, what about the fact that, like I said, that Cody Bellinger only hit 1 home run as a senior in high school? If the dude that hit 1 home run on your high school baseball team, if someone told you like, yeah, man, he's gonna have 111 bombs through 3 years and have an MVP and a Silver Slugger and a Gold Glove, you'd be like, that dude only hit 1 bomb senior year of high school. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the funny thing is a lot of, I think, was it Harold Baines or whatnot that didn't hit very many home runs in the minor leagues or whatnot, and then he got to the big leagues and hit them. See, I was the same type of player. They thought I was going to do the same thing, but it just didn't work out that way.
You only hit 1 homer in high school, and then we're going to hit a lot of bombs?
Well, I hit more than that in high school, but I just didn't hit very many homers in the big leagues.
You know what's funny
how many
is to
bombs
think
you hit
that
senior year of high school?
Oh, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't even know. I could not tell you one stat that I had in high school. I just know that I hit like over 500. But
where did you go to high school?
Decent.
In Cedar Rapids at Xavier High School. But I was supposed to get drafted as a pitcher. So I know that my ER or my senior year, I think my pitching was 10-0 with like a .08 or something like that.
So were there ever times in the minor leagues where you're like, let me pitch? Like, I want to pitch. Or once you got drafted as...
So when I got drafted by the White Sox, it said outfielder/pitcher in my contract. And I always wanted to try to pitch, but just because I was a top prospect, I guess they just didn't want me to maybe potentially hurt my arm. But I was always like, hey, like, let me throw a bullpen or let me, do whatever. Or if the game's blown out, let me come in and pitch. But just never happened.
What did you
guys, I gotta bounce out to check out the edit version of the show. But great job today. I think you guys can keep chatting. I think the stream should still go, but I gotta bounce out to go do it in post. Thanks. Good job all around.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right.
Ryan, how hard did you throw on the jugs?
Enjoyed it. Keep bringing it, Taylor. Keep bringing it. Keep bringing it.
I don't hate Cody Bellinger.
So when I was 14 years old, I was throwing 88, 89 miles an hour. And then I had some people that kind of tinkered with my, mechanics, thinking that I was going to throw from the left side too. So thinking that I was going to throw crazy fast, but I threw my thing was control. I had really, really good control. I could throw the ball anywhere I wanted to, but I threw like low 90s, like 90, 92 to 93. I mean, so.
What'd you throw?
Could you still?
I was wondering what. Probably not. I could probably throw maybe mid-80s if I tried. But no, I've always thought about what would have happened in my career if I would have been a pitcher, especially seeing, the types of contracts that they give these guys now, left-handed pitchers, man. They've been cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, back then in high school, I didn't throw a whole lot of breaking stuff. I mean, I had like a slider and like a knuckle curve and a changeup, but I wasn't snapping stuff off all the time, if I would have I was going to go to San Diego State when Tony Gwynn was the coach there and do both. I was going to pitch and hit. So
what's the level of
Strasburg? I don't know. So
would you have been there with him?
What years was he there?
How old?
He was drafted in 09, I think.
So I would have been.
So he would have been there 7, 8, 9, I think.
Yeah, so it might have been.
So you would probably just missed him.
because I'm 35. I don't know. He's probably like
Or wait, was he?
32 or 3.
Maybe
Or
one
was it
year. You guys would have maybe like
Harper
he would
who
have
was
been. You would have been a
drafted?
senior. He would have been a
It was
freshman.
09 he
Maybe.
was drafted.
Yeah, maybe.
What's the level of baseball competition in Cedar Rapids?
I don't know. I mean, I traveled a lot, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
I transferred high schools for baseball purposes when I was a sophomore. I went to a private school just to like better baseball, whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I was always playing in like Florida and California and traveling and playing on different teams. But Perfect Game, who is the scouting service, and they have all those things. They originated in Cedar Rapids, so that's where I grew up. That's where I grew up working out. Like I know all the owners and the people that work there and stuff like that. So I was kind of their like, I don't know what you say, like their poster kid, coming up out of Cedar Rapids. But so I did all their events, and they had like pre-draft showcases and whatnot. So
cool.
Ryan, did you play with Ryan Clement, the catcher?
Matt Clement, yeah.
Matt Clement, the catcher. Is it Matt Clement?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The kid from Iowa that went to USC, right?
Yep. He was.
Okay.
I think he was a couple years older than me though. I think he was like a senior when I was a sophomore, maybe, or something. So, but yeah, no, I was good friends with him. I played on a bunch of like spring and fall league teams with him.
I played on a summer league team in Sioux City with his brother, and his brother was. I mean, I think his brother might have been a year older, and he was like, he's like, yeah, man, my brother's coming, and he's going to play on this team, and he's like the number one recruit in the country. He's going to USC. He's a catcher. This dude rakes, and like I was like, man, whatever. I'm like, this dude ain't going to be shit. Man, he came and hit 3 bombs.
Yeah, he was a beast, like in high school and college,
he was like,
man.
Yeah, he was like 20, and he was killing dudes. But
all right, I gotta go. Bye, guys.
All right, man.
No doubt. Later, guys. Good show today.
See you later.
Taylor. What's up, Ryan?
See ya.
Later, gang.